Hello, everyone, and welcome into Jersey Chasers. I'm here as your host, everyone's favorite season, Autumn, also known as the knower of ball, joined by my beautiful co-host, Miss Christy A Cutie.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Christy.
Hey girl, what's happening?
So much has happened in a week's time. We're gonna get into your jersey in a minute, but welcome into Jersey Chasers. You are listening to episode 5. We are streaming live on Facebook, streaming on YouTube, on X, wherever you get your podcasts.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Click like and subscribe, as they say. But Christy,
Yes, ma'am.
you ready?
What is up? I am ready. Are you ready?
Ready. Well, first, let's talk about this jersey situation.
Okay, you like this jersey?
Yes.
It's okay. So I actually went to high school with Javon Curse. Okay. So when he played for the Eagles is when they went to the Super Bowl. And so I had gotten this jersey in support of an old high school friend from when I was in high school many years ago. We won't talk about that, right, Autumn? But I'm wearing this jersey today because the last time I wore it was actually a couple of years ago, and it was for a Fanatics ad that I did. And someone actually called me on the phone and told me that because I had this jersey and I was wearing this jersey, that I should not be a Browns fan.
Oh, boo.
That I should give up the Positive Browns group that I had created on Facebook with my co-partner, Pete Parker, because I had another team's jersey. And you know what? Hater. Anyway.
Yes.
And,
yes.
Not only is Javon, a high school friend of mine, but my bestie, Anthony Griggs, played for the Eagles too before he played for the Browns. I'm not an Eagles fan now. I'm more of a Giants, as well as I do, and everybody else that reads any of my posts. I love Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterby. So I'm a totally out of the closet Giants fan. Browns first, of course. So but I'm being super petty, and I wanted to wear my jersey tonight.
Well, we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
We have so much to talk about.
Yes.
But we have a new segment. This is the first time I'm going to try this. Christy, are you ready for this?
I'm ready. You got this.
I got this.
You got this. You can do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm about to do something I've never done before.
Ever. Live.
We're calling it the Rapid Reality Recap, or the Rapid Recap Sports Edition.
There you go.
I'm going to try to recap everything I can in sports and pop culture in 2 minutes. This is about to be crazy. Let me get my music out.
I'm going to give you the floor.
Okay. Let's do this. All right. I'm Autumn. Here with your Rapid Reality Recap and sports. All right, this week in sports, the Aces won the 2025 WNBA Championship. A'ja Wilson won the Finals MVP. She became the first player in a season to win MVP, Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, all in one. Sudie Lee and Angel Reese walked the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Russell Wilson shade Sean Payton on Twitter, coming out of his character. The Blue Jays and the Dodgers are in the World Series. The Blue Jays' first time in the World Series in 32 years. The NBA kicked off last night with Oklahoma City beating the Houston Rockets in a double OT thriller in their first game back on NBC. Golden State Warriors beat the LA Lakers. A new book came out and claimed that Westbrook hated his time with the Lakers. The book is called Hollywood Ending, The Dreams and Drama of the LeBron Lakers. LeBron, in a group chat, found out that Anthony Davis traded from his son and had a 3-word letter, WTF. And the Cavs open season against the Knicks tonight. It's actually probably airing right now. In football, the Browns beat the Dolphins 31-6, but somehow the Dolphins coach is not fired. The Jets are still winless. Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco turned back time. The Broncos scored 33 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. The Pro Bowl moved to Super Bowl week instead of the week before the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny is still confirmed as the halftime show. Billy Napier gets fired from Florida. Wisconsin is shut out for the second game in a row. First time that's happened since like 1950. They lose to Ohio State. And Hugh Freeze is on the chopping block. Now to reality TV. The Love is Blind finale aired. The first time in 5 years the show came on and not a couple get married. The reunion airs next week on the 29th. Love Island Australia comes back on the 27th. Love is Blind couple introduces their new son. Clark and Taylor from Love Island make it official, and Sierra Ortega attends the Aqua de Kefir party hosted by Nick and Alandria. Woo!
You did it, girl! I'm so proud of you.
That was so much. I couldn't breathe. Everybody.
That was great.
But that was the rapid recap, sports and reality
Yay.
TV. Woo! I'm a little lightheaded, I'm not even gonna lie. But Christy, out of all that I was talking about, what do you want to start with first?
All right, so I was going to recap football a little bit over the weekend. Of course, college football, Miami lost Friday night. So that kind of threw a wrench into their scheme of things, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a couple of upsets over the weekend, a couple of games that everybody knew, who was obviously going to be the winner, but still looking forward to the next couple weeks. And of course, Black Friday, the weekend of Thanksgiving and Black Friday, because that Saturday, of course, is when the big rivals always play. We got Ohio State versus the team up north, Florida versus Florida State, and there's another big one.
Auburn versus Alabama.
There you go. I don't give a crap about either of those two games, so that's why I don't know who plays. I'm always watching the other two. But anyway, and into the NFL, as you stated, the Browns finally won a game against the Dolphins. Now, a lot of people are saying that Dylan Gabriel's numbers were low for passing yardage. Well, of course they were. Look at the weather that they were playing in. A lot of people wanted Shadur to go in, and me and Autumn agree. We don't want to see him yet, but especially, do you want to throw him out there in those conditions?
Absolutely not.
And with the offensive line injured, I mean, like, why would you guys want to do that to our future franchise quarterback? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Honestly,
and we've
talked about this. We've talked about this. I don't want to beat a dead horse. It's just, why do you want to keep repeating bad habits as Browns fans? Like, there's a no-win situation.
From an old school Browns fan and the younger generation Browns fan. Autumn wasn't around for the fumble and the drive. She's been around for every poor rookie quarterback being killed.
Yeah, literally. So I've seen, I saw, I think Baker was just an anomaly, but even then there were times that they tried to find ways to lose those games that he won. But I just think you have a guy who obviously you want him to do well. So I just don't understand why you're trying to throw him out there all of a sudden. Like, I know this season hasn't been what it was, especially with the Flacco game against Pittsburgh. And I know everybody's like, oh my God, why would the Browns do that? Guys, the problem with the Browns offense is not the quarterback play. It's the fact that none of the receivers can catch the ball. That's your biggest problem.
Judy shot the crap out of me.
Yeah. Like, it's not a quarterback thing. It's a wide receiver thing, and that's not going to be fixed overnight. So this idea that Shador is going to come in and just turn this whole season around is just crazy. Like, just stick with Dylan Gabriel.
With our offensive line the way it is right now, I mean, do you really want to risk his health? Yeah. Like, that's hello. We saw Aaron Rodgers take 3 steps back, a couple seasons ago, and boom, done for the season. Like, that was with a good offensive line. That was just him going out there, stepping on the freaking field. Yeah, it was a weird accident, but anything can happen. So let's be happy that they're not putting in our future franchise quarterback yet. Like, give it's going to be okay, you guys. He's going to play for us. Will it be this season? Probably not.
Probably not.
I'm hearing rumors maybe the last couple of games, but like, why would you want to do that to him still? Like, towards the end of the season, who knows how healthy our offensive line is going to be? It's probably going to be even worse. So, but anyway, you also mentioned about how the Denver Broncos somehow pulled something out of their behinds in the last 5 minutes of their game against the Giants. The Giants freaking defense just was like, rolling over, playing dead. I couldn't believe it. They pulled a Browns. The Giants pulled a Browns. And it's like, is it because I'm cheering for these guys now?
No. The Giants were one of those teams. No, it's not you. The Giants are one of those teams where I would say since the Eli Manning era and this sort of Brian Dable area, they're just kind of like always on the cusp of just giving up a 33-point lead. Like they're just always going to do that. That's just how they are in this era. And I think it's just not surprising. I wasn't surprised when I saw 33-point. I was like, yeah, that's the Giants. They're gonna do what they do. Like Jackson Dart,
Giants is the Browns.
Yeah, he's come out and he's had a really good season.
Yeah.
And so far he's shown that he can be the Giants starting quarterback. But again, it's kind of like the same thing with the Browns. You could have the quarterback but not have the receivers, and his best receiver went down.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are going to be games where he's going to win. There are going to be games where he's going to lose. But we're at a point now with the Giants where it's like, okay, we just need to see how Jackson Dart plays. It's not a Brown situation.
No, I hope not. But then we go into the whole drama of Sean Payton talking about how he was hoping that they would keep Russell Wilson in until after they played them, which Russell Wilson obviously took that as a low blow.
Yeah, to bring Russell Wilson out of his character, that man has been terrorized by Future for the last 8 years. And it took Sean Payton to say one little thing for him to be like, you're not gonna keep playing games with me. He's like, you're still putting out
of like what how has Future tortured Russ? I mean, obviously he's the mom of Sarah's first kid.
Yeah, so Future goes on a podcast, he does interviews, and he'll talk about Russell and be like, I don't like the fact that my son calls him dad. Well, it's like, well, he's in your house. Well, he's in your son's house. He's married to your son's mother. Like,
right.
That is his dad. Like, he will literally go on podcasts and talk about the situation. And the fact that Russell has said nothing about that and has automatically seen what Sean Payton has said and was like, I'm gonna squash this.
I know why. Okay, because first of all, he's doing the dad things. He's doing that out of respect for his wife and for those babies, because those babies are going to grow up one day and they're going to see how Future talked about Russ.
Yeah.
And that's not going to look good. And I know this, firsthand from being a divorced parent. My daughter has seen firsthand examples, now. But anyway, so Sean called out Russ's playing ability. It was a character blow. It was or not really a character blow, but a life blow, because football, to most quarterbacks, most football players, is their life besides their family.
Yep.
So, Russ took that as a low blow, and he's like, oh, no. You are not going to sit here and talk crap about my character or my football play and how I do things. You want to talk about, you still got Hitman out there.
Yeah. When he said you literally putting out bounties in the media, I said, oh, I said, Russell. So where did this energy come from? And I think that's it's just the weirdest thing, because Russell Wilson has not played there for 2 years. He hasn't been in Denver for 2 seasons now. He went to Pittsburgh. He leads Pittsburgh to the playoffs. I think a lot of people forget that. Pittsburgh was in the playoffs last year. Like,
Yeah.
they were in the playoffs with Russell Wilson
Mhm.
as their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, Russell has had a pretty good career up until the last, like, 5 or 6 years, but that's because he got older. And he just kinda like the quarterback thing happens if you get older, you're not able to move as much, you're a little bit smaller than everybody, so you can't be as mobile, but he's
Right.
still a pretty good quarterback, and he's coming from a system in Seattle where they made 2 Super Bowls and was always in the playoffs with Russell. So I don't get this
Yeah.
idea that he's just this awful quarterback and he's played himself out of the Hall of Fame. Like, he's at the end of his career. Like, let that man say all the corny stuff he wanna say and let him talk about how let's ride. Like, let him do that, okay? He won a Super Bowl. Him and Sean Payton have the same amount of Super Bowls.
You gotta admit though, that play that he was put in when Jackson Dart was in the blue tent, that one play was enough to make Dabble go over there and be like, how long does he need to stay out? I need him out there right now. I mean,
Mhm.
that pass was at least 5 yards short of
Yeah,
any
I mean,
receiver. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know why Sean Payton's gotta be dogging on former players. Like, pay attention to your current players, do your job. Maybe you'll win more games and not have to worry about it.
yeah, I'm like, just worry about your quarterback. Like, why are you still worried about Russell Wilson? Like, he's not on your team. Like, keep it moving. Like, keep
Right?
it,
He wasn't even
like, go
playing
away.
against you. You weren't going to be playing against him. Why are you worried about it?
And then it's the whole thing of like, oh, I'm friends with the Maras. So I told the Maras, let me see Jackson Dart and not, let me see him out there. It's like, that's just so ignorant.
Yeah.
So
Oh, go ahead. All right. Well, so moving on from that, also we had the Bucks losing to Detroit in Detroit,
that wasn't
and
surprising.
no, I was actually expecting that to happen. And
Mhm.
poor Chris Evans, he just had collarbone surgery. He went ahead and did the surgery, figuring that it would probably heal quicker that way. But of course, in true Baker fashion, Baker is blaming the referees for
Mhm.
one specific call, which had that call actually gone whichever way Baker wanted it to go, he probably still
Mhm.
wouldn't have won anyway. So I don't know why Baker's even that worried about it. But he's fun to watch when he's winning, but when he's losing, I just feel like he whines too much.
Honestly, that's been his biggest problem in his career. He's what?
Criticizing
Almost
everybody.
Yeah, he's almost what, 8 years into his career now? We're almost
25. So was it 17 or 18
It
when we
was
dropped
18
him? Okay.
because okay, I'm about to drop a fun fact on you.
Oh.
So, when he got drafted,
Mhm.
I was working for, the Guardians. I was
Okay.
working in their, team store, and so I was ironically enough working for the Cavs team store, so I was kinda doing the same job, 2 different stadiums, and so the night before the NFL draft, they came to somebody and they were like, "Hey, who knows how to make jerseys?" And I was like, "I kinda know how to make jerseys. I make jerseys over at the Cavs." They're like, "Okay, cool." So they sat me down and they were like, "Hey, we need you to make, like, 5 jerseys because the Browns are drafting their players this weekend,
Mm.
and we need somebody to make all these jerseys." So I had the pleasure of
Oh,
making the jerseys that Baker Mayfield and I think it was Baker Mayfield and Denzel Ward and like 3 other of their draft picks when they came to the Guardians game that weekend.
Miles. Was it Miles?
Miles was the year before.
Okay.
So
Chubb.
this was so this was Chubb, this was Denzel Ward, Baker, and
But
the
they
other
weren't
2.
drafted yet.
No, they weren't drafted yet, so we
So
didn't know who it was. So they just told me, they were like, "Hey, make these jerseys." And we like kind of got an inkling that it was gonna be Baker. It was like, but whoever it was. So I made the jerseys that they they
so
wore.
what was put on the specific jerseys? Obviously not their names, otherwise
So it was, oh no, yeah, because we couldn't put the names on the jersey because we
right,
didn't know. So
right.
it was just the number one, and then
Okay.
there was something like above it.
Okay.
And I had to like make sure it was like super lined up and super
Right.
straight. And I was like, I think I was at the movies that weekend. Yeah, I was at the movies, and they were throwing the first pitch out of the game, and I saw the pictures, and I was like, "Oh my god, I made that jersey!" Like
I did that.
that was all
That's me.
But yeah, like, I'm like, that's my
Um,
fun fact. Whenever I think about it, I'm like, I've made jerseys that have been on the players' backs. But no, with Baker, that's his big issue. He just needs to like when he's doing bad, and I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people in Cleveland were kind of like let him go. When he's
right,
doing bad, he lets it known like I'm doing bad. When
right.
he's good, it's like, oh my god, yes, we love him. And I think it's just it's a thing he's always gonna do.
Yeah.
He's always gonna do it.
Just take accountability.
I might just let the refs be the refs. Now, speaking of the refs, do you know? I'm about to tell you a crazy story.
Uh-oh, here we go again. All right.
Okay,
I love your crazy stories.
this has to do with Chiefs. So I was on TikTok scrolling as one does one morning,
Is this
and
about a study that was done?
yes, this is.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh my god. Okay, so I was
Let's go.
scrolling on TikTok, right? And I came across this video of this guy, and he was like, "Do you know how mad you have to be to do an NFL study on points?" And I'm like, "What is this? What is this about?"
Yeah.
So the person in this video, the creator in this video, analyzed the study. So there was a person who I guess was watching Chiefs games and just kept noticing something. And he noticed like the refs, then the ref activity, and we all know about the ref activities with the Chiefs. And he did a study that showed that Kansas City, I think it was last year. This was all last year's games. Out of out of all of the teams we've ever accused of being ref favorites, Kansas City got a 2-point advantage over every other team due to penalties from the refs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
watching
with,
bad sport right now, so I'm like, yeah.
and then with the whole the stuff that happened in the Lions game where it was come to find out that the Lions should have got the first touchdown in the game, and then it got called back, and like the refs like it's like come out that it's like that touchdown in that game, that first touchdown that Jared Goff had was supposed to count, but the refs took it away in favor of the Chiefs. And I'm like, why? We have a team that's openly colluding with referees, and we don't want to do anything about it.
I know, like, why hasn't the NFL come out and debunked this if this is like not true? Or like done something about this, like said something, they've got to know that these rumors, because I didn't see it on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok all the time. I'm one of those old people that I use Facebook all the time.
Hey, look,
Hi, Facebook Live people. But no, I forget where I read it, but it's just one of those things that I came across, and I was just like, well, of course it makes sense.
When I saw that, it was like the Brady era, like Patriots, a team that openly cheated, that
Right.
we all know cheated, that literally admitted to cheating, didn't even get a 0.2 advantage over their opponents, but Kansas City got a 2.2 point advantage over their opponents. That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. So now that has come out, I wonder if things are going to change a little bit with the officiating there.
No, it won't change until it honestly, because remember what happened with Brady? He had to leave New England. He had to leave New England, and then he finally had to retire. That's when this stuff is going to happen. As long as that team is making money for the NFL, it's going to keep happening.
Yep, true. That sucks. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
moving on.
Moving on. Let's just touch on some things. MLB, the Blue Jays, defeated the Mariners in 7 games, and they make the World Series for the first time in 32 years. So
Yay, I'm happy for them. I'm
I'm
glad.
happy for I was happy for whoever team. I'm a little bit happier for the Blue Jays because uh uh I myself and a creator that I love very much. Shout out to Gab Gowdy. She calls them the Toronto Guardians because the amount of people that have gone to that team from the Guardians. So you have their president of operations, Mark Shapiro, who's the president of ops for
Mhm.
the Guardians for a very long time. Shane Bieber, star pitcher,
Yeah.
traded this offseason. Miles Straw, whatever. I don't really care for him, but he was acquired by them.
Yeah.
Ernie Clement, who was in the Guardians farm system, played for the Guardians during the pandemic, was picked up by Toronto a couple years ago. He plays for them. And then, of course, Andres Jimenez. Oh, I love Andres. He got traded to them. So I'm only happy for them minus Miles Straw.
There you go.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep. So some more stuff. Of course, I touched on it during the recap, but the Aces won the 2025 WNBA championship. We are so happy for them. They went on a run I've never seen before in my life. A'ja Wilson cementing herself as the greatest women's basketball player of all time
Oh.
to win a finals MVP, a regular MVP, and a defensive player of the year. And also you crossed the 5,000 points threshold this
Oh.
year. It's
Wow.
crazy. She was, oh my gosh, she was hilarious last week. So first off, she wore this wig that was that was so funny. This wig was so short, and everybody's looking at her like, "Girl, why do you have this thing on?" And she didn't even last a day in it. She didn't last a day.
It was short.
Um,
It was a short. What do you mean?
it was super short. I'll send you a picture of it. It's really funny. Um, she also, of course, like she does after every
Wait, I'm gonna look this up. What's her name again?
A'ja Wilson.
Okay, go ahead.
So and then when she won, she had a tambourine in her hand. And every 5 seconds, she was shaking the tambourine.
All right.
She was incredibly drunk in her post game conference after the game, but she's hilarious. They started asking her emotional questions about her coach, Becky Hammon, which Becky Hammond's going to go down as the greatest women's basketball coach of all time. 3 championships in 4 years is crazy.
Oh, was it the old Halle Berry wig?
Yes. 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 Everybody.
What's wrong with it?
It was nothing wrong with it. It just was hilarious because she is like, wait, hold on. That wig?
Oh, there you go.
Yes. That wig
Halle
right
Berry
there.
wig. I know
Oh
that
my
in there.
God. It was so funny because everybody was like, girl, why are you wearing this wig? And she didn't even last a day. She didn't even last a day. Yes, my goat.
I
A'ja
kind of
Wilson.
like this one better.
Oh, the pink wig? Oh, the pink wig is iconic.
Pink wig.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pink. Yeah, I kind of like that
But
one better.
yeah, no, she's coached by Becky Hammon. Becky Hammon, 3 championships in 4 years. Insane. Insane. And the NBA didn't want her.
Awesome.
And I'm like, how? How not?
Of course not.
Like she's amazing.
Because they're sexist.
Yes. And by the way, she was the coach on the Spurs staff. So she was a coach on one of the greatest coaching staffs out there that's produced championship winning coaches. And they did nothing with her. And they also fun fact about the Aces, they they swept the Mercury, and it was the first year of the 7-game series. So usually the series are 5 games. They upped it to 7 games this year, and it was a sweep.
Nice.
So we're gonna move past that.
All right. Are we going to Love
We're
Is
gonna move
Blind?
past that. We're gonna deep dive into some pop culture stuff. So, like I mentioned, Victoria's Secret fashion show. We had a couple athletes, Suni Lee, Angel Reese, both walked in the show. But we also Love Is Blind Australia starts next week. Hilarity is about to ensue. But we are about to talk about the phenomenon that's taken over America. Love Is Blind.
Yes.
So first, congratulations to our OG Love Is Blind couple, Lauren and Cameron. my
Yeah.
relationship goals.
I love them
I love them.
so much.
Everybody thought I was crazy when I said, "Look, I knew it was true love when they said I love you the first 20 minutes of the first episode. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it." Now we know that that was like 3
Yeah,
weeks in, but yeah,
right?
like
Yeah.
yeah. But yes, they had a child, named him Ezra William. Just beautiful, beautiful baby. But let's go over what happened. So technically, today's episode was the finale.
Yes, it was the weddings. The
It
weddings
was the
day.
weddings. The weddings. So there are only 3 couples that got to this episode. We have KB and Edmund,
Mhm.
Anton and Allie,
Mhm.
and Megan and Jordan. Now
Stop.
before we kind of tell you, who did you think out of the 3 couples, who did you think by the end was gonna get married? Because I'm gonna tell you who I thought was gonna get married by the end. Who did you think?
By the end, out of those 3, I would have guessed Anton and Allie because they also were edited to say "I love you" within the first 20 minutes of the first episode.
Mhm.
But and then the way they were editing the getting dressed and getting ready portion of that episode, I was like, oh yeah, they're definitely going to do this, which I thought was nuts. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I like I mentioned in my recap, nobody gets married. For the first time in 9 seasons, not a soul gets married. But if you would have told me before I watched the episode, I said who the best couple that would have had the chance to make it to the altar, because they hadn't had many arguments. They seemed on the same page. We saw last episode they were a little rocky, but they kind of got back on track with Sparkle, Megan, and Jordan.
Yeah.
I would have said those 2. But like I said, nobody got married.
No.
So let's
And
talk about it.
okay, let's start with Anton and Allie to begin with,
Ooh,
since they
I
were the
knew they
first.
wasn't gonna get married.
I thought that okay, so they were at the bachelorette party, and her friends just kept saying, can you live with him being a truck driver? They had this thing about him being a truck driver, and
Yeah.
he's not technically a truck driver. He's an instructor, so he's teaching people how to drive trucks, which is probably a pretty hard job. Like teaching anybody anything is hard to do, especially when you get people that aren't great at learning. You don't always get the perfect students. So her Botox need at the age of 23 is like
She's
ridiculous.
23?
Now I don't know how old she is. I
I
know
was
she's
about to
older
say
than him. He's 29, I think 28, 29.
he's I'm older than him.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
There's
you
no
got a baby
way.
face.
There's no way. That man looks at least 6 years older than me.
Hold on, I'll
That
find
is crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you when I knew they weren't gonna get married. When he lied about how many beers he drank,
Oh,
and then she
yeah, and
asked
the
him about
tequila.
the tequila and he couldn't answer her,
Mm,
that's when I knew. I was like, "Oh, you guys aren't getting married.
he's
You guys are
29.
getting married."
Yep, he's
And then the
29.
fact that her friends was he's 29?
Yeah, I told
There's
you
no way
this.
that I'm older than him.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But, to get for him to sit in front of his friends and be like, "Yeah, like, we went through this whole experience and it was hard, but I'm gonna say yes." And I'm like, "What are you talking about, man? She literally told you that I'm not gonna clean up.
Yeah,
I want a private chef and I'm gonna get Botox.
right. But I don't wanna work.
But I don't wanna work. I'm just gonna go to school." Like, what? And he still said yes. So, of course, he says yes, she says no.
No.
She has a breakdown. All of her friends are like, "Oh, are you sad because, like, you said no?" And she's like, "No, I'm not." She's like, "I just didn't wanna hurt his feelings," which okay, I'm glad we have empathy on the show. But I'm
right?
glad she said no because she would have been miserable. She would have been
Yeah.
miserable. That's not what she wanted. And I did notice as the episode was going on, he drank a lot of champagne.
Well, we don't know exactly what was in that champagne fluke.
He every single time they showed them after she said no, he had a drink in
Oh,
his
yeah,
hand,
he
and
was
I'm like,
totally
they are shady.
I don't blame him. Let him drink after that. Like, if he was drinking from the bottle, I wouldn't have blamed him, just like with Edmund and KB. Let's
Yes,
move on to them.
let's move on to them. So Edwin and KB, Edwin and KB, Edwin and KB, KB. The fact that she let herself get all the way to this altar
I can't
was
believe she did that.
insane.
I can't believe she did that to him. Like, knowing the way he is, letting him go that far. Like, he has a childlike mind.
That
And
man is
oh,
stuck. It's stuck. Now it did do something to me when I saw that her mom was like, "Oh my god," like her mom really loved him.
yeah,
And
when she
then
spent time with him before.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then his 5th grade teacher. Oh,
Oh my gosh. Wait, what was her name again? Hold on, I got it right here. Miss Welsh.
his 5th grade teacher.
Jessie.
I was like, this is
That was weird.
brutal.
That was weird. It was
And then
weird for me. Did it feel weird to you?
it felt a
That
little weird to me
relationship?
too. I was like, "Your 5th?" When he said his teacher, I'm like, "Okay." And then he was like, "Oh my god, it's my 5th grade teacher." And the way she like looked at him and was like, "You're my boy." And I'm like, "What's
Yeah,
going on
it
here?"
was like weird. I mean, like, obviously she's sitting down next to a man during the ceremony that I'm gonna assume was her husband because he
Mhm.
had his hand on her leg or vice versa. But I was just like, hmm. And
It
she was
was
the one consoling him afterwards.
and I understand it because he said, you know, she was the lady that knew that he had a hard home life and she would buy him food, and then she explained herself like, yes, while he was all over the place, clearly he had some deficit issues, like he clearly has ADHD. And she kind of explained that when she was like, you know, like now when I teach, you know, I'm always dancing all over the classroom, and I'm like, he was one of those kids. He was one of those
Right.
kids. So when KB was talking to her mom, and her mom was like, "Well," she was like, "Well, why did you say no?" She said, "I knew I was going to be miserable."
Yeah.
Girl, why did you get this far?
Right. You knew from day one you were gonna be miserable. Like,
Like,
I
why did
would
you get this far?
yeah, from watching them in the pods, excuse me, and I'm sorry, like, just listening to his voice, like, I knew
Mm-mm-mm.
he could be the sweetest man, but, like, that no, I knew from the get, I was like, "No, that ain't gonna work."
I think I knew a little bit when when they first met in person, and the way he ran up to her, and the fact that he had the taped KB on his chest, and I was like, "What is happening?" And
Oh,
then the Mexico of it all,
and him crying.
and him crying because he didn't get no, and I know
Baby,
why he was so excited at the wedding. He was so happy. He was like, "Yes,
if I
finally,
get
we're gonna have
some.
sex." He's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get some,"
Nope,
and he was, oh my god, he just was, he was something else.
that was
But
brutal.
Imma just tell you what my pet peeve was with him. That pic. It's your
Oh,
wedding day. Why you got that pic in your head?
every single place he went, that pick, the
I would
pick.
have snatched that pic.
Back in the 80s and 90s, they didn't even wear their pick in their hair that much. I mean, like, yeah, the guys stuck their pick in there, something, but not that much.
No, I
Every
would have
single
snatched it. I would have snatched
dinner,
it
dude.
so
Like,
hard.
really, even wear it at dinner? Although when
It
he
was
climbed in the cabinet, that was hilarious. That would be something that I would have done.
it was just so many red flags that I'm like, "Girl, how did you make it this far? Like,
like,
how?"
like me and my husband Dominic, we've known each other since I was 18. So we've known each other for 30 years now. And I dated him back when I was 18 and he was 21. And obviously we split up for a very long time, then got back together again like 16 and a half years ago, whatever, I don't know. And we are so close and we do such goofy, stupid stuff. Like I could see us going somewhere and me climbing in a cabinet.
Again, so like knowing you, that's like super normal. It's the fact
Right.
that he was like, he looked around and he said, "Ooh, I've never had a cabinet this big." Opened it and climbed in it, and she's looking at him like, "I know this ain't real." Then it was when they were filling out their marriage license, and he was like questioning if he was born in America. I'm like, "What are we doing? What are we doing?
Where
What are
do
we
you think
doing?"
you were born? Yeah, I
But
know.
yeah, they said no.
Yep.
And when I knew something was off between Megan and Jordan, when we got to their segment and they were in normal clothes.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
So, last couple, Sparkle, Megan, and Jordan.
Mhm.
Megan was talking to her friends at her bachelor party or bachelorette party. Jordan was talking to his friends at
Mhm.
the bachelor party. They both were like, "Oh my god, we're so in love with each other." And it just, you would have thought, you know, everything is gonna be okay with them, but it just imploded, and it just seemed like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, when her friend said kids always make things more difficult. It's like, first of
Oh,
all, how are you gonna say kids make things difficult? Like, traveling with kids is a little difficult, yeah,
yeah.
but s just saying that kids in anything, kids make anything difficult, that just rubbed me the wrong way, and I was like, "Yeah, that's not gonna work." And then, have you seen Spoilers?
Yes. So I was gonna talk about the
Okay,
spoilers
so let's go back to
after.
Megan and yeah, let's go back to Megan and Jordan. They get past the bachelorette parties. Um, boom, they're sitting on the couch. She's sitting on the couch,
Hmm.
and he comes in and sits down. And so, yeah, obviously we knew, okay, well, this isn't normally how it works. And she just said that, obviously she wants to be able to go play tennis and go up to Aspen and go skiing whenever she wants, and a kid's gonna weigh her down
And go
without
golf. Yeah.
go golf.
And she wants to go to that fancy restaurant with her friends and be able to drink. And it was just very clear from this conversation that she said, when she said, "I fell in love with a different person in the pods," and he was like, "Well, Dad, do you not love me now?" And she's like, "No, that's not it." She's like, "I love you, but it's just like," she's like, "I know what my lifestyle is, and I know that I'm not willing to compromise," which I agree. If you know what your lifestyle is and you know that at the end of the day, you want to be able to get up and go and
Yep.
not have any restrictions, because again, he works a 10-hour job, he's in front of people. He, ironically enough, it was very funny for him to sit down and say, "Hey, how's your day?" That was hilarious,
Right.
because they had a whole argument about him not asking how her day was going.
Yeah.
But their biggest issues, their biggest differences is that he wasn't willing to say, "Hey, like I'm not gonna like stop my life for you," and she was willing to do the same. I did feel bad for her though when he said, "The biggest regret, the biggest mistake I made is
Yeah.
introducing to her to my son." I was like, "That's insane."
But as a mom, I was a single parent for a while,
Mhm.
and I get it because kids get very attached very quickly. And, even with friends, like my daughter is learning, that it's hard having friends when you have kids, and that sometimes you and the friend end up not getting along, and then they go out of the kid's life, and the kid doesn't understand why.
Yeah.
So when mine and Zoe's dad split up, I didn't introduce her to a lot of people right away because I was like, even with Dominic, I was like, I didn't let him meet Zoe, and he didn't come over to the house and like spend the night when she was there. It was only after she was at her dad's, because I didn't want her getting too attached to him. And he said,
Mhm.
well, I'm not going anywhere anyway, which was right. I mean, he never left after that. Except for when she was home, but you know, he would come there and hang out and then he would leave. He wouldn't spend the night or anything. So I put up clear boundaries to protect her. So I
Mhm.
see that, and especially since his kid does have juvenile
Type 1.
diabetes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, he's protecting him as much as he can from what he can, and so I get why he said that. They had actually only known each other for what, a month and a half.
Yeah, 6 weeks, and so,
Mm.
I mean, look, as the daughter of a single parent, my mom single mom my entire life, I genuinely Imma just give you the kid perspective. Like, as a child, I can understand why I would get attached to, like, my mom's boyfriends a little bit because, like, when she would bring them around, it's like, "Oh, there's just, like, a new person around, and, you know, they're with my mom, and, hey, like, you're gonna be around, so might as well just kinda, like, try to get along." But, you know, as an adult, if my adult mother went on Love Is Blind, I better be the first person to meet that man
Well,
because
yeah.
Imma suss it out immediately. But I just kinda feel bad in that regard because it's like, yes, you both signed up for the experience, but maybe that time that Luca got to know Megan, maybe that was just, like, a great time, but to sit here and say that, it was just such a mistake. It was such a mistake. I'm
Yeah.
like, that devalues not only yourself, that devalues your relationship because you, at the end of the day, don't like, value that, and I kind of look, my biggest red flag with Jordan this entire time is how much he talked about Luca, okay? Look at
Oh.
this, look at that, Luca, okay, I
I think
get it,
that's
you
just
got a
editing.
child.
I think that's just editing, but I also think that he knew that because she chose her lifestyle
Mhm.
over him and Luca, that's another reason why he regrets, because I think he knew back in his mind that, you know, this ain't gonna work. She, you know, she could sell her house and she could never work another day in her life, like he said,
Yeah.
but he has to. So, I mean, it's an unfortunate situation. And it's so funny because I watched Love is Blind Brazil, I think the fourth season, and
Mhm.
they brought in all over 50.
My mom would be perfect for that.
You would think, well, is she Brazilian?
She's over 50. She
Maybe they'll
looks
do that for
good
you.
for her age too. My mom
Well,
looks great.
hey,
My
I'm
mom is fine.
48.
Hey, you
Huh.
guys are all like, hey, you
We're
guys are
18.
killing it.
But
But,
you would think over 50 that these people would know what they want.
mm-mm.
Spoiler alert. If you watch the Love is Blind Brazil season, the 50 and over, and you don't want to know what happens, mute us now. I'll put up 10 fingers when I'm done. All right, if we're muted. Not one of them got married. You would think that they'd know what they wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I certainly knew after, you know, a couple marriages, only two before Dominic, but and a kid. And I was in my late 30s. I was like, oh, I know like what I can deal with, what I can't deal with, you know, stuff like that. Not these people. Like, I was
Mm-mm.
shocked. All right. So, no more spoilers from Lowe's Brian Brazil.
All right, we are gonna go into a potential spoiler for the reunion
Yes.
though.
Yes.
So if
For
you
the
don't wanna
reunion.
know, you don't wanna know,
Mute it
quickly,
again.
quickly, mute it again. So, the spoiler is so first of all, I saw this from the host of the Reality Receipts podcast. She
Okay.
talked about how there was somebody at the reunion that was apparently pregnant or had had a child. Now
Bum, bum,
everybody's
bum,
like,
bum,
"Who
bum.
could it be? Who could it be?" And everybody kinda noticed, they're like, "Well, Megan hasn't been doing a lot of interviews." Everybody else in the cast has done interviews, but Megan was the only one. And then a couple days ago, I'm gonna say either yesterday or yeah, yesterday, some photos emerged of a man outside of Megan's home with
Yesterday.
a baby. And
Yes.
this baby is not like a little baby. This is like a baby that looks like at least 3 to 6 months old.
I didn't see the picture of the baby in the carriage, but I saw and heard the story about him. And then, of course, after we watched the episode today, she had said at the end of her segment that she didn't think that she was ever going to be ready to be a mom.
Mhm.
And then during the reunion clip that they showed, Nick Lachey asks her if she still felt that way. And she says, actually, I have some news to share. So it'll be interesting what that news is. Either she is pregnant, had a baby. She did look like she was a little bit more of a glowy
Mhm.
around her face in that video or in that segment. So who knows? Well, we'll find out.
Honestly, if she had a baby, I'm proud of her because she probably went through that whole experience and was like, you know what? Maybe I am ready for motherhood. I
What was
have
it?
the resources. No, he got snip snip. Remember?
Oh, that's right. He
He got
was going
snip
to
snip.
reverse.
And I think that's the other reason why, because she was like, because he made it very clear. He was like, I do not want any more kids. Like Luca's it. Like he made it extremely clear.
Yeah.
So I think that's the other reason why is that even though she probably was like, yeah, that's fine, like we can like do whatever, but she probably like looked back on it, it's like, no, maybe I want kids of my own with you, and you have a vasectomy, you could get it reversed, but knowing him and seeing how he was on that show, he wasn't getting that reversed at all.
Well, and maybe her meeting Luca actually did spark something in her mind about wanting her own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it is very hard to raise someone else's kid sometimes.
Yeah,
You know,
because as someone, again, mom's the single parent, I've
mhm.
been on the side of the kid. Whew, some people come through and you're like, how did you even get through the cracks, man?
Yeah, I
How?
gotta get you out of here. I gotta run you out.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so next week is the finale of this season of Love Is
Reunion.
Blind
Yeah.
reunion. But the next season is trauma. It's about to be trauma because the next season is the Ohio season of Love
Oh, I
Is
can't
Blind.
wait. Oh, I can't wait to see these crazy Ohioans.
I'm about to I've told Christy this several times. You are about to see half the men that traumatized me in my dating life in my 20s. You're about to see what women in Ohio go through, and y'all think Denver was bad. Y'all think Dallas. Y'all thought Charlotte was bad. You ain't seen what we go through in Ohio. You ain't seen nothing.
Okay,
Yet.
so I heard that the last couple of seasons there has been someone that was actually on the show now kind of in charge of, I don't know if it's casting.
Yes. Yeah, Chelsea.
Yes.
Chelsea from the Seattle season.
Wait.
Yeah, she was
What?
like the Portland, Seattle. So her husband is Kwame.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Right.
But she wasn't in charge of this season. So she wasn't in charge of the Denver one. Like Kwame came out and was like, hey, she's not in charge of this season. So
All
I
right.
think she's in charge of the season that just shot, which it's been almost a year since they shot the Ohio season. It was this time last year.
Yeah.
So they're probably gonna air it. I swear to you, if they start airing this on my birthday's in February. They start airing this on my birthday. I know Netflix is an op. I know. Yes, they do.
Well, they usually start it around
February.
Valentine's Day.
Yep. So I already know if the premiere date is my birthday or the day before my birthday, they're an op. They're an op. They're an op, and I know it. I know it. I know it. But let's go over some. Let's quickly go into something because I really want to talk about the Love Island news.
All right, yeah, go. Yeah.
So okay, so Love Island Australia. I told you it was better than UK. It was right up there with US. Starts next week. Next Tuesday. Next Monday? Tuesday. One of those days. It's gonna probably air on Hulu, but it was very good last season. I'm excited to see what they do.
Why don't they have them all on Peacock?
Because ITV in Australia and I think Britain have like a deal with Hulu, and then ITV America left Viacom, so they left CBS and they got picked up by Universal. So that's Peacock.
Right. Because I can't watch like the first 2 or 3 seasons of America.
So yeah, because America is like, if you want the first 2 or 3 seasons of America, it's either on Hulu. It was on Netflix for a bit. It was
it's not there anymore.
So I think it's on Hulu. Yeah, it's on Hulu. It's not on CBS anymore. It's not on
I don't
Paramount
have Hulu.
Plus.
So if somebody wants to give me their Hulu login, DM me.
But yeah, so Australia starts next week. I've already seen the cast and they look amazing. They look spectacular. They're about to bring
Of
Hot
course.
Mess. I wonder if they're gonna bring in so they brought in people from the US, France. They brought in people from different reality shows last season. So I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that like they did.
Wish they'd get
But
more people.
I wish they got normal people too, but Australia is filled with somehow worse influencers than America. Their influencer culture is crazy. Crazy.
Oh, man.
But we gotta talk about the Love Island USA news. So
Sierra.
Taylor and Clark are officially
Oh,
a couple.
wow, it's about time. That didn't take long.
That girl got her face mushed. She got farted on. The boy said he paid for $14,000 worth of bags, anything and everything he bought for her. He made sure to show the internet he bought it for. He bought her a horse. She was shoveling horse poop, cleaning horses, and
But
it wasn't a girlfriend.
well, she was working her way there.
She wasn't a girlfriend.
Hey, he had free labor, okay?
She was even buying bedazzled underwear with his name on it, and they was not in a relationship. But let's get to our favorite PR couple. Everybody thinks they're a PR couple. If they are, they're the worst PR couple I've ever seen in my life. Nick and Alandria. Nick has been on his Greek Fest tour of the United States. That boy, whew, if I ever traveled with him, Jesus Christ, it would be bad. They stopped in LA this week. They did a hosting for Greek Fest, and then they hosted the Agua de Kefir party, their Halloween party that they did with a kombucha brand. Nick was the opener for Diplo. He was the DJ opener. He was DJ opener. I think the entirety of Casa Amor was there, and Jeremiah Austin and Charlie. They were all there, but the biggest surprise guest was Sierra. Sierra Ortega, Miss 404 herself.
Tails.
She is okay. Look, I've been waiting to
me
talk
along.
about this.
Go ahead.
I've been waiting to talk about this. Okay.
Good.
So if any guy that I've ever dated in my life, if I saw them with their new girlfriend and my friends was mutual friends with somebody they knew, and I was like, hey, let's go to this party that they're hosting. And not only let's show up, but let's also like get in the videos where I'm like looking like, ooh, don't look at me, but they're looking right. They're looking at me, right? And also let me record a video of the song Don't Ya. And the lyrics are, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? And then I'm recording and I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm looking good.
Boobs hanging out.
I would want my friends to kindly, excuse my French when I say this, slap the shit out of me. Slap
wake me up.
Slap me, hit me.
Because I ain't right.
But yeah, Sierra showed up to Nick's DJ gig and then took video of herself all around the party, and then made sure she got Nick and Alandria in the background of her video, in which the lyrics said, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me?
Yeah. She's so desperate. It's like, girl, like, you'd be super cute if you stopped with the lip fillers, number one. And
I saw her pre-lip fillers. She kind of needs them.
Just go on about your life. Stop worrying about them. You didn't get the villain edit. You got the edit that you deserved because, first of all, you lied when you came back from your date. He did not say that you were his dream girl. You put those words in your mouth and regurgitated them at him.
He said I was his dream girl. And I'm like, oh. And he was
like, are you saying that I'm your dream girl?
And he was like, It was the fact that her and Nick literally were in a situationship. He made it clear that after the show was over, we are not going to be in a relationship. Right. They were in a situationship.
He
You
didn't
got
even care why she left. She was gone.
you
He
got kicked off the show for being racist.
right?
Like you were like you got kicked off the show for being racist. And then after you got kicked off the show for being racist, you found out that people didn't even like you. And then you said, "Oh, I feel so bad. Like everybody's bullying me.
You
All
got the
these
feeling
brands and this." It was just, I'm like, girl, get over it. It is October. The show ended in July.
get on another camel, go back out to Egypt. Like
Go to
her
Greece. Go
is
back to Greece, girl.
right. Well, no, because that's next place.
And I'm like,
She
just
just
go on another reality show. Like, find another man. Like,
he
come
needs to go
on.
on House of Villains.
No,
She
she would
would
do
be
so
eaten
bad.
alive, and I would love
She would
it.
do so bad.
I would
But
love it.
I saw a comment today that was like, hey, if Huda can find somebody post show, why can't you find somebody?
Because
All of the girls have found somebody. Andrina found somebody. Huda found somebody. The Casa Amor girls are still messing with them Casa Amor boys. Like, y'all, they have all found somebody after the show. Girl, I'm begging.
Right?
Nick is not. Look, I think Nick is cute. I think Alandria makes him a lot cuter. You can do better.
Well,
I just want her to get over it so bad.
I know. I want her to go away. Like, they really need to do a better job of vetting these people. I don't think they should do influencers anymore. Go find some normal people.
Go find me a Bergie.
Yes. I would love another Bergie and his fiance now, aren't they? They're engaged, right?
Him and Taylor are
I
engaged?
think they got engaged.
What? Let me go check this real
thought
quick.
they
Let me
did.
check this.
Ah, geez. I'm probably lying, aren't I? I thought they did though.
But yeah, find me another Bergie. Bergie was so cute. He was so amazing. Like, he was clearly on the show for the right reasons. He got to be on Traitors.
Which, yeah, I actually watched that before I watched the season with him in it.
No, they're not engaged. She's just in
it's just
medical
2
school.
years.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, they're just celebrating them. But they're just so cute.
I know.
They're adorable.
They really
just
are. And like
cute.
when I saw them at first, I was like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna work.
Hey, they've lasted super long.
Yeah, they have. I'm glad that, well, he obviously adored her. He looked at her like she was an angel that was sent to him from heaven. And I really think that she was. I think she took him under her wing, so to speak, and taught him how to like be a man with a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he knew how to do that, even though he was a football player and everything. Like, I just don't think that he got it until he got with her. And yeah, just to see their relationship doing so well is like amazing. But we have been on here for super long and we need to get going because we got people coming up the rear.
Yes, we do. All right, you guys. But we have had a jam-packed show. We've had
the music's drowning you out, I think.
Oh no! We're gonna deep dive into the spookiness of sports, you guys. It's gonna be great because Halloween is next week. One of my favorite holidays. But we have to go. I'm sorry. Cheers. But
we'll be back again this week.
Yes, we will be back next week. Please, please, please click, follow, like, subscribe. Down on the ticker, you see it at Jersey Chasers Pods, like we have in our bios. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Those are pretty much up and running now. We're gonna just have so much going on, but I've been your host, everyone's favorite season, Autumn. Technically, a knower of ball. I am. It is autumn, so hey. And I'm joined from my beautiful, beautiful co-hosts.
Thank you. Christy, a cutie. Everyone's favorite Browns fan, not so closet Giants fan, and always a Javon Curse fan, no matter where he plays.
Absolutely. But thank you guys for tuning in to Jersey Chasers. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.